Of course, the press hasn't hesitated in the past to give high estimates on Obama crowds. He's drawn some pretty huge crowds. After all, it's happened in history before, as he says. When there's trouble, someone like this usually appears. Here's a picture of 80,000 people in Denver. These numbers are all taken by the press. Here is 200,000 people in Berlin. Here is 100,000 people in St. Louis. By the way, we took this one, St. Louis, because the media happily settled on 100,000 people for that speech. Everyone agrees 100,000. We knew the reports would, they would underestimate 828's crowd, and we knew that the media wouldn't get the message, and they didn't. And they didn't. Tomorrow's program, we're going to show you how many 100,000 St. Louis crowd areas can fit into the area that we just showed you at the mall. I want to show you the lead stories. The lead stories in the newspaper are here. I'm grateful that this is all in the news, but I read all of these stories, or much of these stories, and it would be nice if they reported on what we talked about. But all they reported on is things like it wasn't a Tea Party, it wasn't racist, it wasn't violent, it was peaceful. Well, has anybody filed a story on what it was about? Did anyone bother to report on the Black Robe Regiment? We had 240 men and women of the cloth on stage. Pastors, priests, rabbis, and yes, imams, linked arms. They were talking about the big principles of life. We talked about, there they are as they were coming on, we talked about faith and God. Did anybody think that maybe we should, I don't know, report on that? I issued a challenge, 40 days and 40 nights. It's a challenge based on the Declaration of Independence. Did anyone think that that was worth noting? Here's the story the press gave you in the end. This was a rally that was nonviolent, not racist, and not a Tea Party. And 87,000 people showed up. Yet the media also is reporting that history was made. Well, how? Why? I'm going to tell you something now that no one knows. On Saturday night, I woke my family up. It was about 11 o'clock when I got the news that the Smithsonian had called. They want items from the event preserved for the Smithsonian. Well, gee, now, why would America's Museum of History want something about a rally that had 87,000 people and just wasn't racist? Is that something worthy of being in a museum or being held in archives? The reason it's not reported is the media doesn't understand things like this. And the other reason is because those who do understand know that if it's explained and you understand what it really is, it could change the course of our country. More on that next.
Oh, say can you see?
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and join me in the saying of the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,